Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, August 9th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are someone that uses charts within your trading as a trader, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of clarification points. Number one, the price you see over here along with the candlesticks themselves will still be moving as I talk. That's because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here, as they're called, represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, HLBZ, very, very impressive move here. Got the gap up to start things off, which right there, and then even after that gap up, just continue to cruise higher and higher. So overall, a very impressive day, and it's also at a popular price range where you got to think a lot of small cap traders will be watching it on Tuesday. And I bring that up because when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same things, which we have right here via this trend line, while that does not guarantee anything, what I'm saying and what makes a whole lot of sense is, again, no guarantees, but is it plausible, is it rational to think that the price can get up here to this trend line and then break up through it, that trend line in and of itself could create quite a bit of upwards buying pressure? That is certainly a more than plausible thought process to have. Again, not guaranteed, but by no means is that some sort of random thought to have. So definitely keep a close eye on that trend line. You got to think that a lot of traders have got that trend line in place and will be watching it for a potential breakout. As far as pullback players are concerned, if you do like to play pullbacks, and an interesting pullback level at this point is this former area of resistance right down there at $1.40, and then really to make this all a same pattern. So we'll make that the same color. So we have a resistance, we have a support, we have the big momentum move right here. Let's put our golf hole down here. So this would make it more visual for you golfers, but this would be known as a bull pennant pattern. So if you like to play bull pennants, if you like to play stocks down below $2, here you go. Next one, AMC, and the uptrend continues. Actually got halted this morning. It was an absolutely monster move during that first 30 minutes, which you can see right there. Big move up, and then the price has started to come back down. So this is where a bit of perspective comes into play. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you're buying right there, and you wanted to buy and sell within 7 minutes, well then yes, from that perspective, the chart's looking pretty rough. However, if you care about more so the big picture of things, yeah, I realize the price did pull back, but within the grand scheme of things, the price is still very much so within an uptrend. And in that pullback, which is where I want to focus on this next area, same general idea of the HLBZ, but I assure you a lot of people that trade trends, and especially breakouts, let's try that again, they're having drawn that trend line right there, and they're going to be watching that level very, very closely. There we go. And they're going to be watching and monitoring that and saying, okay, well, this thing is pulling back, sure, but if it can push up through that level once again, then that could very well create a nice opportunity there to potentially, play some sort of breakout. So as I mentioned, no guarantees, but is that a valid, thought process to have to watch the price come up here and potentially get a breakup through it? Absolutely. As far as levels of support are concerned, for you pullback players, and especially those people that like to play gap closes, you have an area down there right around 2250. Do gaps have to close? No, nothing has to happen in the market, and that includes gaps needing to close. But if you do like to play gap closes, 2250 is a nice area there. But overall, the kind of short and simple way to say this is the uptrend continues, higher highs and higher lows on AMC, which is what it's been doing over the past several weeks. Next one here, BBBY, one of these, former meme stocks, and same general premise once again. And I put these in a, specific spot just so I don't have to sit here and, keep repeating myself other than just talking, things from a general framework. So you can see right there, once again, that people have drawn, the downwards trend line because, yes, today the price did pull back. So while nothing's guaranteed, as I've said, if the price can push up through that trend line, then it becomes a valid thought that could very well create that much more upside buying pressure as those trend and breakout players come back in and keep an eye on it. So watch that trend line right there on BBBY. As far as the pullbacks are concerned, a couple different areas right here. Because, yeah, gap close is certainly going to require a whole lot difference. So that is one big, a varying point from AMC. AMC, that gap close was much quicker or closer, but this one would require it to drop all the way down to $8.30. Sure, that's possible. I mean, anything's possible, but that's definitely going to put a bigger requirement for the bears to press it down a lot further. If you're interested in more of a near-term level of support, then there's certainly an interesting area right there at $10.70, where you can see the price has gone down there and found support on a couple different occasions, both there and right there. But overall, another very strong uptrending stock. Next one, PLTR, a very rough day on this one. Big gap down. You can see the price had closed up there actually on Friday and then didn't open up until all the way down here. Nice bounce after the open, but did roll back over. So it's looking like some potential, further weakness to come on this one, which is why I want to squeeze things down and just give a little bit more context of where things could potentially be headed. But as of now, the first key level of support, that's very important. And, there's nothing fancy. There's no complicated reasoning behind it other than the fact of where the price bounced from today down there at $9.70 is going to be important, because right now you could still potentially have a double bottom pattern where the price comes down here because you already have you already have bottom one. If it comes down there and starts to head back up, well, then at that point you'd have bottom number 2 for the classic double bottom, and maybe you get some sort of bigger move back to the upside. But that's also why, if that does not happen, then that's just a failure. That no double bottom wants to form, and then at that point, how nasty does it get? Nobody knows that for sure, but what we do know is that the price could very realistically then sink down to at least $9.40, if not even lower than that. So those are definitely going to be the two main levels of support. As far as levels of resistance, if the price does bounce back up, you're going to want to keep a close eye on that pink line there, the 200 period moving average, which is essentially where the price got rejected from earlier on in the day. And that's, currently up there right around, give or take, the $10.25 mark. But yeah, no need to beat around the bush. A very rough day on this one. Next one, ILAG, and I definitely put this one in the wrong spot. Should have put it with all those other stocks where I was talking about, where you had the big uptrend and then the thing did pull back. So all that did occur. You do have a very well-defined breakout point there. So you remember what I said. That was just a couple of stocks ago, and I've already talked about it several times. So you get the overall idea. Keep a close eye on that. And then as far as the support levels are concerned, if this thing does pull back some more, former breakout point right down here around the $3, let's just call it the $4 mark. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive with potential pullback areas, then you have also a level of support right there at the bottom of this consolidation at $4.90. And then just from the pattern standpoint, and we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big momentum move there. Let's get our golf hole down there. We have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So if you like to play bull pennants, if you like to play stocks down below $10, here you go. Real quickly, I want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online training that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it should be used to help build consistency as a trader and why it's so powerful, then certainly get signed up for this free training. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying what you've seen, then certainly get signed up for this free training. Next stock here, ticker symbol TLRY, and a beautiful, beautiful pattern here. And you've heard it before, but this is one where I just want to reiterate, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to imply that this is some sort of great discovery on my part. I assure you, a lot of people have seen this pattern, and I say all that because self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. When a lot of people are watching the same patterns and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you feel comfortable with. It can certainly produce some very dynamic movements. So as I've repeated and will continue to repeat, no guarantees, but is it plausible? Is it valid to think that if the price, let me just actually get the pattern drawn off. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the momentum move. So now know it's called a bull pennant. But is it valid to think that the price can come up here and get the breakout through the top part of that bull pennant, that right there could create that much more buying pressure, that much more follow through? That is absolutely a valid and plausible outcome that could be created from that. So definitely keep an eye on that bull pennant pattern, especially if you like to play this price range. Next one, ticker symbol SOS, and this thing has really come to life here, particularly this afternoon. You can see the volume has come in that much more, and it has got a very nice upwards, slope to it, and not a whole lot. I suppose I could talk about a breakout area. So if you're someone that likes to play the breakouts, then there does seem to be an area right up there around the $10 mark. So that's fair, but really the main reason why I'm alerting it, and just because it goes with the philosophy of what a watch list is find unique, find interesting situations, and not just randomly rush out and buy anything, but watch them, see how they behave, and if they do ultimately behave in a way that fits your personal risk tolerance, then yeah, you can take action on them. So on that note, $10 mark could be a breakout point, but really it's just a question of got a lot of volume, got a lot of price movement. So who knows? Maybe this thing pulls back, forms some sort of pattern. Maybe this thing just keeps on beast moding and goes higher and higher. You don't know what's coming next, but what we do all know is that this thing got a whole lot of volume. It's got a lot of upwards momentum, and it does apparently have the opportunity and the ability to move quite quickly, considering this thing started off essentially at the $7 mark and is now knocking on the door of $10 in a single day. So like I said, if you like those interesting, if you like those unique situations, then this is certainly one worth watching. Next one, TSLA, Tesla, and what a crazy, wild day on this one. Obviously started, maybe not obviously, I don't know how obvious it is, but started off very, very strong early part of the day and then just completely rolled back over. Essentially went back down there and closed that gap. So there's definitely a lot of key levels, and as somebody that, keeps an eye on Tesla and doesn't trade Tesla necessarily every single day, but I'm definitely always watching Tesla. The level that I think myself and a lot of other people will be watching is right down there at this 868 mark, which is basically that gap close location. If 868 does not hold up, then after that, I don't think it would be shocking at all to see the price potentially go down there and revisit the 857 mark and maybe some sort of double bottom around there. But like I said, I think a lot of people, so we can, once again, bring in that talking point of self-fulfilling prophecies, but a lot of people are going to be watching these couple areas of support moving forward. In terms of levels of resistance, as I talked about in the video from Friday, that purple line there, the 50-period moving average, was a problem area, and you can see that once again today, a problem area. Not necessarily with the price breaking up above it, but as far as, maintaining and building upon momentum, every single time the price got up around that area, the momentum just completely disappeared before the price really rolled back over. So if there is any sort of attempted bounce back in the upwards direction, then yeah, that 50-period moving average will be that key level of resistance. But given the price is much closer to these areas of resistance, of support down here, those would be the levels that I think myself and many others will be most curious about. Next one, NVDA, NVIDIA. Very wild day on this one with the news that came out pre-market. And now what makes this interesting is the price seemingly has leveled off. And I emphasize seemingly because, as I've said 10 million times, no guarantees. But it's at least rational to think, okay, maybe 173 is finally going to be the bottoming out point, because you can see several times today, late morning, late afternoon, price got down around that area, and I give credit where credit's due. Both times, both here and here, the price leveled out. So maybe, just maybe, this is some sort of double bottom that's just getting started. And going back to the whole philosophy of a watch list, find unique, find interesting situations, and then watch them. So if you are somebody that likes to play double bottoms but prefers a bit more, confirmation, well, then you could potentially get that, because as I speak right now, the price is now doing battle up here with the pink line, which is the 200-period moving average. You can see that level has already once knocked the price down and once again has rejected the price at that area. So some very well-defined areas from the technical point of view. You have the 200-period moving average as that well-defined level of resistance. You have the 173 area as a key area of support. And given it's NVIDIA, a very popular stock, you know that a whole bunch of people will be watching it moving forward. Next one here, ticker symbol TQQQ. This is one that allows you to play the NASDAQ, the Qs, at a little bit better of a price point. So if you are somebody that likes to play these, it's just an ETF, and it allows you to take advantage if you think the Qs are going to go up. And you can see right here we have ourselves another situation where nice move up, big move to the downside. So a lot of it's mimicking Tesla quite a bit. Some people would say no, it is mimicking Tesla. Other people would say Tesla is mimicking this, but we won't go down that rabbit hole. But point being, 3450 is going to be that first key level of support. And then like Tesla, if that level does not quite hold up, then I don't think it would be shocking to anybody to see the price go down to 3415. So 3450, 3415 going to be those main areas of support. In terms of if the price does try to bounce, resistance-wise, you're going to have that 50-period moving average there. Purple line, you can see once, twice, the price got up to around that area and got rejected from it. So that'll be that main area. So yes, up here around 3650, that is indeed a level of resistance. I'm not, refuting that. All I'm really saying is, before you put too much emphasis on, hey, can the price break up through there? Can the price break up? Let's just see if the price can at least break up through this area of resistance right there at that point. Or if the price does roll back over, how is it going to behave around these areas of support? I think that'll be a very anticipated question moving forward. But like I said, if you like to play the Qs and you want to play it from more of a, I think the price is going to go up angle, then this will allow you to do that. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool and how it can and should be used, then certainly get signed up for the free class, like I said, later on this week, Thursday, August 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, then please help me out with some feedback by doing two easy things. Hit that like button, leave a simple comment, even if it's saying hi. Tell me what you traded today. Tell me what you're watching for tomorrow. But those two things, hitting that like button and leaving a simple comment, go a long way. As long as I know people are enjoying, then I will gladly continue to put this content out here to you. So again, get signed up for that free training. Everybody take care. Have a good one.